It just doesn't pop.
Yo, what's good? You know this video about to be crazy when I start off with footage of me grinding. It was hell, but after 5 long hours, I finally completed. It might not have been 5 hours, but hey, it felt like 5 hours, I'll say that. But yeah, after all that, I finally got Conquerors Haki. But first, for the obtainments, I will go over Ichigo first, then I'll go over the Conquerors Haki. So if you do enjoy, we are so close to 1K. I would appreciate it if you did like and subscribe to help me out. But yeah, without further ado, let me just get straight into it. So for Ichigo, he is located in Hikomundo right here. And to actually buy him, you're going to need 5 million money, 8.5 thousand gems, 2 soul flames, 4 spiritual cores, and 8 soul fragments. To actually obtain all these items, you're going to need to head over to Boss Island. So let me just go right here. And in Boss Island, you're gonna be able to spawn the Ichigo boss. So to spawn him, you're gonna need 5 boss keys, 350k money, and 600 gems. Pretty cheap? Question mark? I don't know. But yeah, basically he drops. I don't know if there's like a luck boost event right now, but with my current items, it is a guaranteed chance for trait reroll, race reroll, boss ticket, dungeon ticket, and all that. But for the actual items you're gonna need, it's a 10.9% for the soul fragments. Hollow mask is a 3.65%. Spiritual core is a 3.1%. And the soul flame is 1.2774999999999 until infinity and beyond. But yeah, that's basically how you get Ichigo. You could do all that, or the way I obtained them at least is just buying them with 500 boss tickets, which I don't know if actually I'm not gonna show the amount of boss tickets I have. I'm afraid the devs will make the next spec from the boss island just like crazy expensive for boss tickets. But yeah, that's just me though. But basically, after you have those, you could either buy it as I said or do that. For Conquerors Haki, you're gonna need to head over Holy Lag. You're gonna need to head over to Shibuya, and as you can see, the Gojo boss is right here. You're just gonna move left and you should find the Conquerors guy right here. So once you talk to Rayleigh right here, he's gonna ask you to go to do, I think, 5 quests. So the first quest is gonna be to have your armament level, which you can see right here. So if you go to your stats menu and click on the question mark, you should be able to see all those stats. So your Haki stat should be level 40. Once you do that, you're gonna complete the quest. And if you already have your stats at level 40, it's just gonna auto complete the quest. So yeah. And for the second quest, it's gonna ask you to have Ascension level 5. For Ascensions, if you didn't know already, Ascensions you can do in Sailor Island. So let me head over there. And basically, you're just gonna need items, boss kills, dungeon completions. Pretty, I wouldn't say simple, but I would say way simpler than the actual obtainments themselves. So as you can see, I have a max ascension that gives me 50% total money gain, 25% luck boost, 50% gem boost, and minus 10% cooldown reduction, or plus 10% cooldown reduction. Basically, after you complete the second quest, which is to get Ascension level 5, you're gonna need to get to level 25 for Observation Haki. And yes, I'm talking about this one. For me, the reason it's not level 25, no, I was not given anything by the devs. But I will say there is a bug that exists right now that auto-completes this quest. So, me personally, I'm not gonna be saying it because I don't want to get kicked out of the content creator thing. But yeah, it does exist. It still is a thing. I did try it out like the last 30 minutes. So yeah, it does work. But yeah, I'm not gonna be saying it, of course. Also, for the quest after this one, it's gonna be to kill 500 enemies with armament Haki. So basically, you're gonna need to kill 500 NPCs. Pretty simple. And then we get to quest number 4. And let me tell you, this quest, like, may God forgive the devs for this one. I'm not gonna lie. This might be on the level of Sid, but it is to dodge enemies 500 times. And you might be thinking, if you're somebody who has never played the game, you might be thinking, oh, that's not that bad. Well, you are wrong, first of all. Second of all, every single level, like every 10 levels, you get one extra dodge. Like, I don't think you understand how ridiculous that is. Every level, you get every 10 levels, you get one dodge. And I don't think you understand how long it takes to actually get to, like, get one level, especially with higher levels. Like, look at my level 22, you're gonna need 62 dodges. And keep in mind, technically speaking, I have not completed the quest, which means I should not have the spec. Devs, please don't remove it from my inventory, but I'm just saying 62 dodges. And right now I am at a whopping 7 dodges. So yeah, it is very much ridiculous. So they should definitely fix the not Conquerors, the observation Haki. They should make it so every 2 levels you get a dodge, or maybe every 3 levels, but every 10. But yeah, that's basically all for the 4th quest. For the 5th quest, it's gonna be to complete dungeons 25 times. This one, you might be thinking, oh, that's bad, it's just as bad as Sid, but I'm not gonna lie. After going through 500 dodges, like, I don't even feel anything anymore. But yeah, basically, that's gonna be all for the Conquerors obtainment. Now I'll move on to the showcase. So let me go to, not Snow Island. So actually, another thing I did want to say, they did add a new trait, which is presumably the new best trait. I have not seen it, nor have I tried it. And they also added the new race, which is the Hollow race, which is a legendary. I also did not try it, but yeah, Singularity. It gives 2.1% damage boost and minus 30% cooldown reduction. So it's just an overall boost above the Cataclysm trait. They just wanted to add it for the funsies, I guess, I don't know. And they also added a new rune, which is the new best rune. If I go over here, so the Wrath rune, which is the one I'm using right now. I do have max rune level, so keep in mind, this isn't the damage you're gonna be having. It does give 45% damage, but with the max, you're gonna have 59% damage. But yeah, that's basically all. Now I can move on to the actual showcase. Alright, so first I'll start off with Ichigo. And I do have a full luck build, except for the brand new rune. So that's gonna be one of my only boosts. And of course Haki is gonna be on. But yeah, besides that, I'm just gonna be going dry damage. Starting off with the M1s. So I've already seen the M1s. It is 5 million, as you saw, with crit, and 2 million without crit. For the Z ability, it's a grab that basically teleports. Does it teleport? How long is the range? Ooh. So if you're like far enough away, it like runs at him. And if you're like near a certain distance, you just straight teleport. Alright, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Moving on to the X ability. Of course, you gotta have Vasto Lord Ichigo Scream. 23 million damage. That's definitely crit, but I think it will do like around 15 mil without any crit, but it is multi-hit, so yeah. Moving on to the V ability, or not V, C. 18.7 million. Alright, that's pretty good. Moving on to the V ability. $65.2 million damage, and I think this is a mode. Ooh, it does buff damage. Yo, you're telling me the mode is already gone? I did 1-on-1 gang, and you're telling me the mode is gone. Nah, they got it. They definitely have to buff the mode time, I'll say that. I mean, I think I have a theory that the devs watch my videos. So yeah, if you're watching this, do buff the V ability, like buff timer, because even if I use it and I spam like the C ability right after, like it will barely work. I think like just barely it will work. So Let me do that. Yeah, so I got to use it 24 mil and then the ability is gone. So literally might as well be useless. But overall, pretty cool. I would say it's pretty cool for people who are in like mid game and want to get to end game players. So this is a pretty cool thing to get and also pretty easy. But yeah, now I'm gonna move on to the Conquerors Haki, which if you're on PC, the hotkey for it is the J button. Alright, so 86 mil. I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen it before this, so I did not know how much damage it was gonna deal. I didn't know if it was gonna give a buff or not. Did it give any buffs? No, my damage is still the same. Let me use it again. Don't get me wrong, it looks sick and the damage is pretty good, but for 5 hours of grinding, holy hell, this is straight ass, bro. I feel like I've been saying that in my videos a little too much, but I'm just saying. But yeah, it's not really good compared to how much you have to go through to actually obtain it. But you should probably get it for the sole reason I can feel in my bones that they're gonna add a Shank spec soon. And when they're gonna add that, you're definitely gonna be required to have the Conquerors Haki. So might as well get it now, so you don't have to suffer later. But yeah, that's basically gonna be all. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe. We are so close to 1K, as I said before. And yeah, see ya later.